Good morning, Andrew here. I hope you are well on this Monday morning. Today we are inviting you to 40 days of change. And all of that is wrapped around a thing we're celebrating here at Bayside called the Growth Track. 4 big steps to the Growth Track. Are you ready? Monday morning, take notes quick. Here we go. Step number 1 is follow. Step number 2 is connect. Step number 3 is discover. And step number 4 is serve. So that is Growth Track. And we believe that those 4 steps are going to help us on our 40 days of change. So all the Devos that you're getting across Refuel over the next 40 days will be wrapped around those 4 things. So number 1 step, here we go. We are talking about follow. And we want to say this here. The most important step is to follow the person of Jesus himself. Jesus turned up on the scene when he was 30 years old. And after his baptism, he went out into ministry and he started to choose people. Simply, he said to them, follow me. There was no sales pitch. There was no look at my Facebook page, my profile on Twitter. It was just come and follow me. What does it mean to follow Jesus? Well, number 1 is this. To follow Jesus means that we need to leave ourselves behind. That's it. Following ourselves doesn't work. Proverbs 14 verse 12 says this, that there is a way that seems good to a man or a woman, but in the end it leads to death. How straight is that? Your way and my way leads to death. It doesn't lead to the life of Jesus. So following Jesus, step number 1 is simply this here. Leave yourself behind. What do we need to do in the second thing? Well, we need to leave the influence of the crowd behind. Jesus looked at these young fishermen and he said to them, follow me. 2 of them were brothers called James and John, who would become part of the great apostles. They had a dad called Zebedee. Isn't that the coolest name in the world? I want to dedicate a kid called Zebedee someday. Anyway, back to the plot here, everyone. James and John, they needed to put down their nets, look at their beloved father and the family business, and probably disappoint some people in order to follow Jesus. If we're going to follow Jesus in this generation and we're going to please God, we're going to disappoint some people. So that's what it means to follow him. Follow him by what? Giving up on ourselves and leaving ourselves, leaving the influence of the crowd behind us, and finally, leaving past failures behind us. When Jesus called these young teenagers, it was like them getting the golden ticket. They were getting to join the rabbinical school that they were never chosen for before. You see, when a young Jewish boy became 6 years old, he joined a school and he had to learn Torah. That means he had to be able to recite the first 5 books of the Bible off by heart. Every Jewish boy had to do it. He graduated from that school at 10. If he showed a certain flair for the scriptures, then he went on to learn the rest of the Old Testament. And by the time he was 14, he could recite all 39 books of the Old Testament. That's pretty cool, everyone. If he had absolute flair and was like, maybe one day this kid could be a rabbi would come along. The kid wouldn't apply. The rabbi would come along and say, I want you to follow me. Obviously, the disciples had never been chosen. Certainly James and John, the young fishermen, had never been chosen. And they get the chance of a lifetime to join a rabbinical school, but not any average teacher, the teacher himself. And following Jesus means that we leave ourselves behind, that we leave the influence of the crowd behind, and we also, what a good word for 2017, we leave past failures behind. Can you hear the voice of Jesus that says to you today, follow me, you are chosen. Maybe others haven't chosen you in this world, but Christ, the rabbi, the teacher, the Messiah, the Lord, says to you today, follow me. You are chosen. You are special. Have a great 2017, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning.